Now, dude, I'll drop some panties for Matthew Lillard, all right? Y'all don't understand. I quite possibly have found one of my new favorite games of all time. The Life and Suffering of Sir Bronte is a game that I stumbled upon basically by accident, right? I was scrolling through Reddit and it came up like, hey, this game is free on Steam. And I was like, why not? It's a free game. Might as well grab it, right? So I grab it. So I grabbed the game and we decided to play it on stream whenever I was taking a break from Dead by Daylight. And the first thing I'm going to tell you is if you plan on streaming this game, like you're a content creator, like I am, be very prepared for your voice to go out. The first day we played this game, we played through the first 2 chapters of the game, and it is a reading game. The best way I can describe this game is it is a visual, it is a digital choose your own adventure book, is the way I would like to put it. There is a shitload of reading in this game. You read about your life, and then you make a choice, and then you read about the consequences of that choice, and then it just keeps going on and on like that. And so, if you are a streamer, you obviously just can't sit there and stare at the screen and just like read silently, because that's not entertaining for anybody. So I did a lot of people know I'm a voice actor. I'm also a narrator. I have a whole channel where I write my own short stories and narrate them and everything. And so it's kind of easy for me. It comes natural for me to do the voice acting thing. But yeah, if you're a streamer, I don't recommend streaming this game unless you're prepared to do a lot of narration, because that's basically what most of the game is. I really love this game. The art style, the sound direction was fucking phenomenal. The story is really well done. The world building is incredibly talented. I think that if this was simply a book about a man named Sir Bronte and his life and how he grew up, it would do extremely well within like gothic fantasy circles. It's a very low magic fantasy. There is definitely some magic within the storyline, but it's not like high go slay dragons type of deal. It's more political driven, and like I said, I think it would do very well in like gothic fantasy circles. This is a gothic fantasy story, and as a lover of gothic fantasy, gothic romance, fantasy romance and stuff like that, I genuinely loved it. I thought it was a phenomenal, fantastic story that I was very happy to read. But if you are trying to pick this up for gaming, you're probably not going to like it. This is kind of why this is kind of where I was left off with after we just not finished the full game. I made a decision that unfortunately led to my character's death in chapter 3, but I will go back and play like multiple times. This game's replayability is insane, by the way. You're never choosing between 2 choices. It's never go left or go right. There is always 3 to 4 choices at any given time. There is so many different outcomes. I want to read them all. That's how much I love it. But I sat here for about an hour and a half, maybe 2, trying to figure out how I wanted to present this, because I knew while we were playing the game with chat that we were eventually going to run into this situation where someone's going to ask me my opinion on the game, and I'm going to have to tell them that if you don't like reading, you won't like this game. I read as my main hobby. Gaming is not my main hobby. Books are. I spend a good vast majority of my time reading books. Last year, I read about 350 books. No, I'm not kidding. I read a lot. I read a lot to this day. So far this year, I've finished about 35, 40 books. I'm reading a bit slower this year, trying to pace myself because reading is an expensive hobby. Like this book was $35. Reading's getting expensive. But reading is my main hobby, and so being able to play a game where I mostly read was fine for me. But if you are the type of gamer who likes literally any other kind of game, I don't think this game is for you. If you are somebody who likes visual novels, I don't even think this game is much for you, because I know visual novels very often imply a lot of choice. And the first game that I ever played as a visual novel was the Ace Attorney games, and that is a very rapid fire choices, right? Dialogue options, searching for clues, deconstructing puzzles, bam, 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 bam. You're constantly doing something, and so it doesn't feel as awkward, I guess is the word, for a lot of people who might be along with you and watching and things like that. Another comparison I can make is Honey Pop, right? That's a puzzle game that's got some dialogue and some options, but The Life and Suffering of Sir Bronte is just straight up a book that occasionally gives you the option to inflict what the character is going to do next, right? I keep using this because of the current book I'm reading, but the reason I say choose your own adventure is because if you've never read one of those books, essentially what it is as you're reading the book, you'll eventually come to a stop. Like, let's say you're at a cave and it says to enter the cave, go to page 300, and to go to the forest, go to page 400 or something like that, right? And so you'll flip to those pages and that's how you know what the end of the story is. And that's what this is. It is a lot of reading with very little decision making. You are making decisions to change the outcome of the story, but nothing more. And really not really the outcome. Maybe it is the outcome. Again, we only did one playthrough. I'm gonna do several other playthroughs, and there are so many things you could do, guys. You can become a nobleman, you can stay a commoner, you can become a priest, you can become a freedom fighter like I did. I went with the freedom fighter route, and there's so many other different things, and like I guarantee you could probably play this game 100 times and never experience the story the same way twice in those 100 times. It is insane the amount of different outcomes you can have with what little choices you get. That being said, if I were to levy one critique at this game, it would be the willpower system. Now, in order to try to keep the game interesting and also coherent, the developers introduced a stat system. So you have things like perception and nobility, and I can't think of them off the top of my head, but basically as you make decisions, you gain and lose different stat points, which lead toward the choices that you're able to make in the future of the game. There is one stat, however, called willpower, and willpower is, I would say misnamed is the best way to put it, because it's not exactly willpower, it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's currency. That's the word I'll use. Occasionally you are introduced with a choice that they call difficult choices. Now, what constitutes a difficult choice, I have no idea, but it seems that a lot of the difficult choices were choices that I wanted to make, and anytime you make one of these choices, you lose willpower. When you don't make one of these choices, you gain willpower. And this locked out a lot of choices that my character would have made several times throughout the game because I just simply didn't have any willpower. And that kind of pissed me off a bit. I don't like the concept that you can be locked out of making a choice your character would 100% of the time make simply because the game has deemed that you do not have the currency to make that choice. And I understand personality traits or even affiliations with certain characters being locked out, right? If you have too low of a disposition with a certain character, then you don't get the choice to do something with that character further down the road. But I do not like the idea that I am locked out of a choice because I have made too many of what the developers have deemed difficult decisions. I do not like that the developers are telling me what is and isn't a difficult decision for my character, because at the end of the day, what is considered a difficult decision for my character is up to me and me alone to decide. It would be very similar to a dungeon master asking you, here are 4 paths. This path leads to the love of your life. This path leads to you joining the army. This path leads to your father dying. This path leads to whatever, right? Your dungeon master has let out the paths and he tells you what each of these paths go to. And then when you go to make a decision that you feel is right for your character as a player, your dungeon master is like, no. Your character wouldn't do that. You don't get to tell me what my character wouldn't do. And so that is like the main gripe that I have with this game. But I am fully prepared to say that this is no doubt one of my favorite games. I have ever played in my life. I am so ready to put this game in like my top 10 easily. I mean, easily slotted into my top 10 somewhere. It is a phenomenally written game, fantastic. I can't wait to replay it 100 times and also go back and pick up the Life and Suffering of Prince Jiren to see what kind of updates the developers might have made. This is definitely going to be one of those games that I play when I want to unwind at the end of the night. You know, if I get off of work, I don't want to stream or make content, I just want to have something to do with my hands while I'm listening to music or something. This is definitely going to go into that rotation along with Bloons TD6 and Hearthstone and things like that. I am so excited to see what other outcomes this game provides. If you love reading, you love storytelling, this is definitely the game for you. But if you are looking for like a game where like you do a lot of stuff, this isn't the game for you. And again, just a cautionary tale to streamers, probably don't stream this game. It is a killer on your voice. I am still hoarse an hour later after we finish streaming. So yeah. Other than that, thank you guys for watching, and a great big special thank you to my channel members listed on screen now. If you want to find out how to become a channel member today, get awesome perks like seeing videos early, merch discount codes, and more, then please click that join button down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.